Hey guys, welcome back to Comicgeddon TV, the only place on YouTube where all geek culture collides. I'm Shannon, and today on the show we're going to be taking a trip back to the 90s with the golden age of children's programming, the Fox Kids Network. Fox Kids has gone by a couple different names over its time. Fox Children's Network and Fox Kids Network. Fox Kids officially launched on September 8th, 1990 as Fox Children's Network, but quickly changed its name to the Fox Kids Network in 1991 and ran until September 7th, 2002. Many who grew up in the 90s hold a special place in their heart for the Fox Kids Network. I, for one, think back quite fondly on the height of its popularity. Fox Kids got its start because of the Disney Afternoon. You see, at the time, Walt Disney syndicated a programming block of cartoons called the Disney Afternoon, which featured shows like DuckTales, Goof Troop, Tailspin, and Darkwing Duck. The programming block aired on Fox via their affiliates across the country due to a working relationship between Michael Eisner and Barry Diller in 1987. However, when Disney purchased their own television station in 1988, they transferred the Disney Afternoon programming rights over to the new station. Due to breach of contract by Disney, Diller pulled DuckTales and the rest of the Disney Afternoon from Fox-owned stations and launched its own children's programming block. Fox Kids originally aired for just 30 minutes throughout the week and then for 3 hours on Saturday mornings. However, after its rebranding to the Fox Kids Network, weekly programming was extended to 90 minutes and 4 hours on Saturday mornings, with it increasing to 3 hours during the week the following year. I remember this time quite well. I would get up early in the morning before school so that I could watch cartoons in the morning before the bus came, and as soon as I got home from school, it was a rush to the television set for more awesome programming. It was during the height of its popularity that we got Mighty Morphin Power Rangers twice a day throughout the week, and again on Saturday mornings. During its morning broadcast, however, I always missed the last 10 to 15 minutes though, because my bus would come right at that time. In the afternoon, Fox Kids would generally run until 4:30, and eventually increase to 5 in my time zone. I never managed to get started on my homework right after school because of this. Fox Kids carried shows such as Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, Bobby's World, Peter Pan and the Pirates, Swamp Thing, and Tom and Jerry Kids during its first year. In year 2, it added Beetlejuice, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures, Little Shop, Muppet Babies, and Tasmania. Year 3 added Alvin and the Chipmunks, Batman the Animated Series, Eek the Cat, George of the Jungle, Merry Melodies, Mighty Mouse The New Adventures, Super Dave, Daredevil for Hire, The Plucky Duck Show, Tiny Toon Adventures, and X-Men. Some of the specials which aired during this time, which were pretty much just pilots which didn't make it to series, and if they did, they were short-lived, such as Ghost Writer, not Ghost Rider, Ghost Writer, Solar Man, and The Incredible Crash Dummies. Year 4 saw the addition of Animaniacs, Droopy Master Detective, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and Where on Earth is Carmen Sandiego with specials such as Thunderbirds. Year 5 added Spider-Man, The Tick, VR Troopers, The Fox Cub House, with specials such as The Life with Louie pilot, which was a series Christmas episode. Year 6 added Casper, Goosebumps, Masked Rider, Samurai Pizza Cats, Sailor Moon, and Siegfried and Roy, Masters of the Impossible. This is actually how I was introduced to Sailor Moon, during the Deke produced episodes. These were highly edited from their original versions. Sailor Moon's real name in the show was Serena, rather than, I forget what her name is in the original. And Tuxedo Mask was Darian. I really liked these shows. I know a lot of people, a lot of fans of Sailor Moon didn't care for him, but because that's how I was introduced to the character of Sailor Moon, I can't watch it any other way. And so I've been trying to find copies of the Deke produced shows. Year 7 is when Big Bad Beetleborgs debuted. And I really loved this show. I liked it a lot more than VR Troopers. And over the years, I've gotten to know Billy Forrester, who played Flabber, fairly well, as we've communicated back and forth on Facebook. He has been apprehensive, though, about doing interviews. I've been trying. He's just not... He doesn't want to come back into the spotlight now. He's got a family he's taken care of and everything. But he's a really nice guy. He loves talking to his fans on social media. So then we started getting into the not so great additions in year 8, such as Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation, which I liked at the time, but trying to watch it now, it didn't really hold up. As well as Ned's Newt, Space Goofs, and Toonsylvania. Year 9 added Godzilla the series, which I thought was pretty good. I know the movie with Matthew Broderick didn't really do that great, but I actually quite liked the movie, and I actually liked the animated series quite well. It didn't last very long, though. Also added Mystic Knights of Tir na Nog, and I may be one of the outliers here, but I didn't really like it as much. I know a lot of people, a lot of fans, speak very highly of Mystic Knights of Tir na Nog. It wasn't really one of my favorites. I watched it just because it was on, but yeah, it wasn't anything special to me. As well as Augie and the Cockroaches, the Mr. Potato Head show, the new Woody Woodpecker show, and Young Hercules. Then in year 10, we got Beast Machines Transformers, Beast Wars Transformers, Big Guy and Rusty the Boy Robot, Digimon, Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd Century, The Avengers United They Stand, NASCAR Racers, Spider-Man Unlimited, and Flint the Time Detective. This actually began the downward spiral for Fox Kids. By this time, many of the Fox Kids Network's original viewers who had been with the programming block since its inception were now in high school or older and no longer interested in children's programming. So we got shows like Action Man, Angela Anaconda, Dinosaurs, I guess it's pronounced, Dungeons and Dragons, and Kong the Animated Series. The following year, which would be Fox Kids' last, brought forth Alienators, Galador, Metabots, Moolah Beach, The Ripping Friends, and Transformers Robots in Disguise. By this time, most of the Fox Kids' original longtime viewers had graduated or were about to graduate high school, and the final nail was pounded into the coffin as it was soon replaced by Fox Box and 4Kids TV. However, during the heights of Fox Kids' popularity, we received a 2-hour radio show on Sunday mornings called the Fox Kids Countdown. During this time, radio host Chris Leary would give us updates on our favorite shows, interview the stars of the programming in and out of character, play the top hits across the nation, and even give us some insight on what to look forward to in the coming months. I, for one, got up early every morning for Fox Kids broadcasting, even on Sundays, when I would lay in bed and listen to the countdown. The Fox Kids Countdown was later renamed Fox All Access, which still airs to this day. However, Chris Leary left the show in 2012, I believe. Personally, I love listening to the Fox Kids Countdown every week. In my area, it aired on Sunday mornings on Y103 from around 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., give or take an hour. We received previews of Fox Kids shows and movies. I remember when Erie, Indiana was being broadcast on Fox Kids. It was a few years after it was actually produced. And the movie That Thing You Do came out. Leary made a comment about the wonders being from Erie, but he went on to say that it wasn't Indiana, though, but Erie, Pennsylvania. So what's Christopher Leary been up to since leaving the Fox Kids Countdown? Well, he's worked as a commentator for World Wrestling Entertainment during their WWF years. First on Sunday Night Heat and on WWF Jacked and Metal, and made appearances on several television shows, such as Ugliest House on the Block on WE TV, Master of Champions on ABC, The Single Life on Mauve TV, and has made appearances on CNN and The View. Eventually, executives at Fox came to the realization that news and sports were far cheaper to broadcast than children's programming, and thus Fox Kids grew up and moved away from home. I hope you enjoyed this trip down memory lane with me. I personally wish Fox would develop a separate network simply entitled Fox Kids and rebroadcast all of our old favorite Fox Kids programming. They developed enough of it over the years. They could even strike a deal with WB and bring over the old Kids WB lineups as well. I'm sure many adults who grew up with the likes of Fox Kids and Kids WB would love the chance to introduce their kids to their childhood. Sure, DVDs, Blu-rays, and streaming services make it easier today, but there's nothing like knowing exactly what time your favorite show came on as a kid and sitting down to watch an episode followed by an episode from more of your favorite series without having to search for them. So I'm testing out this new style of filming to kind of help cut down on some of the editing I have to do, because a single video for History and Origins generally takes me several hours to edit, with all the images I have to put in and sync with the audio and everything, and editing the audio. It's just not feasible at this time to continue doing it in that way. So I thought I'd film something a little bit more casual like this and see how this does. I will be editing in pictures over top or whatever, but since I am so busy right now, as you guys have seen, I haven't been able to produce as much stuff. I haven't produced anything since I think April for this channel. So I think a more casual style is needed for right now anyway. I am currently in my master's program, coming into my second year. I'm also a substitute teacher, and I'm getting ready to be placed for my practicum. So I'll start seeing clients as a counselor. And with that, on top of family life and household duties, I just don't have the time that I once did to spend hours editing videos. So let me know how you guys like this new, more laid back, casual style. And yes, I will admit, I was reading from my script most of the time on here, which is why I was leaned back in my chair so that it looked more like I was looking at the camera rather than reading. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like about this format, and I'll see what I can do. Maybe I can adjust the camera a little bit so that I can read my script and still look at the screen or at the camera. If you enjoyed that video, make sure to check out one of these two playlists for more videos just like the one you just watched. I've been Shannon. This has been Comicgeddon TV, the only place on YouTube where all geek culture collides. Take care, geeks.